Okay, so let's get into the mindset part of Michael Lane. So I can imagine in events, there's all these things that can go wrong, but you've been doing this for about 20 years, and as an entrepreneur like yourself, how do you overcome challenges? I'm just curious about your thinking and your problem-solving process. How do you, if a challenge comes up, what do you tend to do?
Yeah, look, in the events game, challenges will always come up.
Always, no matter.
Every event I've had, there's always been a challenge. And I think that'll be almost a part of it. You know, there are bigger challenges and there are smaller challenges. So when you understand when you go into an event, there are going to be challenges.
Yeah.
You look at it, and not that you put your focus on what's going to be the challenge today, but you understand that this is the business we're in and there's going to be challenges. So I go in with a very even-keeled mindset. My attention is putting on how can the client get the best experience today. And for me, as soon as they put their foot in that room or on that event, in that seminar, it's about trying to offer massive value. If there's a problem with the chairs or something with the lights, that's stuff that can be fixed. I'm looking to continue to build a really significant brand. That means putting world-class teachers, speakers, talent on stage. Those guys are the real main performers. We're trying to facilitate and harbour and foster education and growth. And when we come into an event, it's about putting our focus on the client and what they can get from it. Now, let's say something does go wrong. It's about trying to not get too emotionally ingrained in the story around the problem. Do you mean I've had everything you can think of go wrong at an event? I ran an event where no one showed up.
Oh, really?
It's really tough running an event where no one shows up. I've run an event where one person showed up. And we had to literally get the speaker from stage to come down and sit down next to the guy.
Yeah, I think I saw there was a video where I think you booked an appointment with Grant, and then there was also Gary Vee. Like, they all booked it, but now you had the logistic problem. Okay, he's flying over this time, and you have to figure all that stuff out, right?
Yeah, even the challenges before you get on site, right? So what you're talking about is a part of a world tour. We're doing 24 cities with Gary and Grant and some other cool people. And the amount of challenges before even getting to going on sale for the world tour was astronomical. You know, just trying to think of 24 cities with two guys who are super busy with very different calendars, making sure that they turn up in the same cities over the next 12 to 18 months. That's a challenge. So one of the things about me and my personality, I don't get too elated in the wins and I don't get too depressed in the losses. When you've done so many events as I have, and you've had lots of highs and lots of lows, and you survived it, you start to build this resilience. So for me, a key factor is I don't get elated when we have a good win. Sure, I'll celebrate and have a quick little, pat on the back and maybe a celebratory drink, but I'm straight back the next day. Same with a loss. If I have a loss, we suck it up, we learn from it, we document the process on what didn't go well, and we move on the next day. So for me, I don't get emotionally invested in the challenge or the outcome or the win. Then if it is a macro problem, if it's a big problem, that's my problem, I try and quarantine that and have myself solve that before any of the team know. Now, there's nothing worse than a leader racing downstairs and saying, everyone stop, we've got the biggest challenge, you wouldn't believe it. That's not going to solve a problem. So for me, I'll sit with it. You know what I'll often do is I'll sleep on it. 9 times out of 10, the problem sorts itself out at some point. Or the problem will evolve and some part of it will manifest into solving the problem. If not, then I've got to come and make a decision. But you'll be surprised how often in my younger days I would sit there and go, okay, I need to take massive action and change this and do this and do this. But you'll be surprised, and this is why as well, I don't check emails till after 5 o'clock. Because emails are just rife with problems, right, and fires. By the time I see an email at 5 o'clock, there's probably 2 or 3 other people who were CC'd on that who have probably solved it for me.
You've got a great team.
It helps with the team, but it's also the process of letting it just play out. Give it some breath, some air, some breathing space, and then make a calculated decision. Too often when I was younger, I was making irrational, emotional decisions, and that did not serve me well. So a key lesson here is take a breath, think about it. If you can, sleep on it. If you're in the moment at an event, Go for a walk, take a quick deep breath, balance up the pros and cons of the decision you're going to make, and then make the decision and move forward with that decision. So, you know, after having many different challenges, I've kind of seen it all. So it gives me a good bandwidth to go, cool, I've been through this before. Here's how to manage through that. But, you know, I often say to myself or to the team, I'm like a professional firefighter, constantly putting fires out. It's just most of them are this big, not raging infernos.
Yeah. If I were to compare you and Grant Cardone, like Grant Cardone, he's really high up there with the emotions and everything, but you're very calm and collected. I remember seeing you at the event at the National Achievers Congress. Everyone is everywhere and just networking, but you're just standing with a cup of coffee, just observing.
Yeah, that's my personality style as well, right? When I was in my 20s, I understood how I reacted. I understand the personality types. I understand which one I am. I understand what drives me. I understand what doesn't drive me. So every day I govern myself by my personality style, and I know how to respond and react. If you ask Simon or any of the team, I'm not going to go running around downstairs and yelling at someone. It's just not who I am. It never has been, and it would be fake of me to go out there and start doing this to somebody. It's just not what I am. So if you understand your personality style and you understand what drives both the benefit and the drawbacks of those, it helps me lead and helps me manage emotions and problems. That has served me very well over the last decade or so.